So it's bulkhead removal time, which can be quite a tricky job, but don't worry, I think I found a way of making it even more complicated. Welcome to Dirt Cheap. There are a bunch of things we need to disconnect between the bulkhead and the vehicle, mostly relating to the accelerator, brake, clutch and the steering, and we're going to work our way across the bulkhead starting from the other side. So starting over here on the passenger side, then there's this old thing, which is a remote servo for the brakes. Now I didn't fit it and I've absolutely no idea if it made any difference, but we do have to take off that vacuum hose to the inlet manifold. Then we'll move on to this throttle linkage here, and then the choke cable in behind the carb. Given the amount of time that's been on there, I'm not going to trust the little slot. We're going to go 7mm socket. Oh, and there we go. After a bit of struggle, it is off. So that's actually the throttle linkage from the pedal end on the passenger side. That's the carburetor. It's actually a solid steel link. So it can be disconnected here up on the pedal end by opening up this little clip and pushing the linkage back through the arm, like so. And that's that done. Choke cable next. And that's the old choke cable there. There's a pinch bolt on the outside and there's a pinch bolt on the inner of the cable. Surprisingly, the one on the outer is finger tight. I'm hoping that's a good sign. I was expecting this one to be 2BA, but it's too big. However, an 8mm seems to fit, so I doubt that is 8mm, but I can't tell you what size it is. There he goes. Right, that hose that's in the way is the next to go. Surprisingly, heat rose on this end at the thermostat doesn't have a Jubilee clip, although clearly it used to have. Oh, here he goes. The other one's a Jubilee clip on the tap. There he goes. Push, push, push. So this is our first encounter potentially of making a mess. This is a common reservoir which feeds the brakes and the clutch there. It feeds the brake out of the side, feeds the clutch through the bottom. And the pipe we're going to look at first is this one, which connects on a little bracket down the side of the bulkhead there and turns it into a flexible pipe before it goes to the slave cylinder on the gearbox. Oh, you know what? That bracket's breaking off and that's not even moving. One of them's gone. Right, it looks like the 9/16s underneath might do, which you can't see. So now I do have to see if this will turn. And there he goes. How about that? The last thing to disconnect from the vehicle is the steering box. Now, I've never actually moved one of those before. I think they're quite weighty, but I'm going to try and take it with the bulkhead. But I am going to take the steering wheel off first, because I think that's going to put up a bit of a fight. And I think it's going to be easier to do that in situ. Now, it should be just a case, I think, of getting something under that lip there. Oh, yes. It is 1AF. And he's gone. Right. Back that off a little more. Yeah, here he goes. Wasn't as bad as I thought. And there's the nut. Hey! Superb! This is the steering box here with the drop on. Now we're going to take it off with that ball joint down the bottom, because that's going to be easier than this thing here, which is a very fine splined joint, so cracking that off of there be tricky. So I'm going to give a go at this one. Hopefully it's just split pin nut, split the ball joint. Right, let's get the split pin out. So here's the brutal part. Get ball joint splitter on that. I was having one of those moments when I couldn't figure how you get that out there with this support still in the way. But then I realised, of course, that if I put the steering wheel back on and go full left lock, that's now out of the way and I can pull it straight out of there with a little bit of wiggle on the steering wheel, just to take a little bit of pressure off, and it pops right out. So it's loom disconnection time. I'm going to label it up as I go. We're going to start over there with a start motor, bring it all back through, try and do the best job we can. Got to get out of the light panel as well, and then we're going to take the whole loom with the bulkhead, because that's kind of where most of it lives. Start over there with the start motor, come around this way. Hopefully you can see it in there. There's two little nuts, one that's actually on the starter, one that's on the outside. It's a half on the inside for reference and 7/16 I think on this outside nut. Hopefully we can get this to happen. Yeah, there we go, look. There it is, out of the way. Next to the dynamo, it's got just the two connections on the back, two spade connections, 1, 2. I'm not sure, this one's been added, I think, because I'm suspicious that this loop here is actually that wire in a former life. So just got those two take off. Right, that's this side done. Let's go back around there. But we're going to concentrate on drawing back all this stuff through the headlights and the main front grille, which is all up inside here. So badge off next. So that one is a long old screw and it's spinning in the back there. And so what I've done is I've got that screw out and I've levered it out of the hooks at the bottom there and there, so that I can then pivot it sideways. But I can now get my hand in the back of here to do all this loom stuff that I need to do. Ah, there we go. Right, what's next? That's a hook, is it? Yeah, okay. Another hook in there. Okay, there's lots of loose wires. Calling this a loom is a bit of a misnomer. Try and wiggly extract this back through here best we can. Okay, ha. Now we have a loom, inverted commas, that we can pull back through. What is going on? Oh my life. These little plugs, that's it, that's one through. Out here. Rightio. Right, let's collect this together. What have we got? Right, there we go. This old big spider of nonsense is the front loom, which has finally been extracted. All that's left to do now is to get the rear loom out, which is cable tied onto the brake pipes back here actually. And then we collect all this up, disconnect off the fuel sender, and we're going to stow it in the front. So the final step then, before I reveal my cunning plan, is to remove the windscreen. So I'm going to have to disconnect the wires off the wiper motors, undo these wing nuts here either side so that the windscreen then folds flat, and I can undo these two bolts and the windscreen comes straight off, hopefully without damaging the glass. I pop a piece of wood between there and the radiator. Excellent. I just rest the windscreen down on that as I fold it. Let's see if it folds. Is it going to go? There she goes. Right. Oh. That felt treacherous. Right. So these fellas are 3/4 AF both sides. The plan, ratchet straps, and if you watch previous episodes, you'll kind of maybe get an idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to form a sling with the ratchet straps for the screen before I take those bolts out, so hopefully it's suspended in the ratchet straps, and then I can just slide it out the side. Fingers crossed. Right, give me a second while I rig this up. Right. That's the bolt out on that side. Ah, yes. You can tell there's some weight on it. Okay. Right, critical moment come in. Right, it's not very heavy. Just persuading it to get out of there now. There it is. Brilliant. Let me go and stash this. I'll have a quick tidy up of all this gubbins, and then I will reveal to you the cunning plan. Go and check what that was. Okay. Not catching, not catching. Have I missed anything here? No. Oh my goodness. Calculation has proven to be right as well. Let's come this way. And then now so we need to come. Let's come sideways. Let's come sideways. Lift and push. Lift and push. Let's lift and push. Go on, crane. Here we go. This is perhaps why nobody takes a fully dressed bulkhead off. So there we are then, cunning plan incubated and hatched. Now if you've got any comments or queries about that, then stick them down below. I'd love to read them. You'll find some social links down there as well if you want to support this channel a bit further. There's of course the subscribe button if you want to follow along, and if you like what I'm doing here, give it the old thumbs up. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.